What up, nerds? It's Jason here from Custom Cans, and today we're going to be taking a look at some in-ear headphones. Now, we're only a tiny weeny channel, but you'd be surprised the number of emails I get about trying out in-ear headphones, and most of them I'll say no to because they're a bit boring. You know, I'm sure they sound very good, but there's just not a lot I can really talk about from a design point of view or anything like that. It's not something I know a great deal about, but these ones interested me. Now, you have to excuse my pronunciation. It's Hidizs. I'm dyslexic as hell, but I'm going to say that that's Hidizs MP143. And yeah, I was going to say no, because I'm not that interested in in-ears normally, but they're planar dynamic drivers. I'm like, oh, okay, I've never heard a planar set of in-ears. But then they said we're trying to do plastic-free packaging, and I'm like, oh, I want to support that. You know, I've been giving everyone extra points if they've managed to reduce the amount of plastic in their packaging. So plastic-free packaging, I'm interested in. I want to have a look at that, see how they've done it, and give them props for doing that. But the real clincher was they said, and you'll get a partial share of a whale. And I'm like, I don't own a whale. I've got a lot of stuff, but a small part of a whale is not something I've ever even considered owning. So yeah, I'm going to go for it. So yeah, I got a little badge here. They're supporting WDC, which are trying to save whales, which is what all the plastic-free packaging ties into. There is a whale called Salt, a blue whale called Salt, who now, a little bit of their flipper or whatever, it's mine. It's mine. You back off, guys. It's my whale. And if you buy a pair of these, you can have a tiny part of a whale too. So we're going to try and save some whales and have a look at some vaguely interesting in-ears. The other thing that was really good, which I didn't even know, I must not have read their stuff properly, is that these are tunable. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm all about, is tuning stuff to tweak them a little bit to your own personal sound preferences. So, without further ado, let's just open this up. Let's see this plastic-free packaging. Now, then, as I said, obviously we're going to have a listen to these and discuss the sound, but as I said, the plastic-free packaging was what interested me, and the full disclosure, I was a little bit disappointed. I can see what they've tried to do here, but when I received mine, it was wrapped in cellophane, which is plastic, and the little badge I got for my whale came in plastic packaging as well, which is like real insult to the whale. If you're trying to save it by reducing plastic, sending out a badge, wrapping that in plastic is, I don't know. It's just they hadn't. I don't know whether the final ones are going to come with this. Like Sennheiser a while ago said they were going plastic free, and then they still ship them to us in plastic bags. But then after several people pointed that out, they started wrapping it in paper. So it might be the final ones of these come wrapped in paper. Well, the one I had was shrink wrapped, which is plastic. So it's only a very small amount of plastic, but it's just that little bit, it's so close, but not quite. But yes, the box, cardboard, and it's a lovely friction fit as well. So they didn't need tape over the bottom, because often you'll have plastic tape to hold it together, but this is a serious friction fit, so it's not going to come open and didn't need taping shut. Right, cool. So inside, as I've already opened these just to have a listen and stuff, but inside, the plastic free part, which is the clever part, is in here, and we'll get to that. But I'm also spotting this bit here. This little tab for pulling the plastic free packaging out is made of plastic. So again, you could redesign this slightly. Like, these aren't the finished thing. They're going on Kickstarter. Yeah, they should be going on Kickstarter. I'll put a link in there. So this might not be the final thing. And again, this could be a paper tab or a card tab. But yeah, a little paper pull tab, cotton, anything like that. Didn't need to be plastic. This could be changed to make their plastic-free packaging more free from plastic. But yeah, these are beautiful. Yeah, they've got little ridges machined on them, inspired by the ridges on a blue whale. And it's just they've got a nice quality feeling. They've got the logo lasered on them. This box is really nice with the text showing through there. It's got a feeling of quality to it. But yeah, they're not too heavy, and they've got a 14mm driver, so a pretty big driver for an in-ear headphone, and it's incredible. I think The launch price of these, like if you get an early bird special on Kickstarter, is going to be $79, probably £79 in the UK. And that's pretty incredible, because I had a quick look on AliExpress, just because I was interested, because I was sure I'd looked at little tiny weeny planer drivers before, and they're quite expensive. And yeah, the cheapest one I found was about £74 for that kind of size. So incredible value for the parts that you're getting in these, and they're beautifully made. Like, they're really nicely put together, with detachable cables and all that kind of stuff. Right, so let's pull this out. So the packaging is actually quite clever. This is card, and then inside, so where often companies would have sort of foam inserts or plastic inserts, they've done many layers of card, all cut with subtly different profiles to fit the earphones. So that's pretty cool. You know, these again all recyclable. It's like corrugated cardboard. It'll protect the things nicely. There's no plastic needed, and it just feels nice. It's a nice feeling. You know, if you have a plastic or a foam insert, it just feels a bit cheap and nasty. Whereas this is a quality, feels nice, like a nice natural fibre. Inside here we have a nice little case. So you squoze that, and it pops open, and inside we've got your cable. This one came supplied with a balanced 4.4 because I was going to be using it with the iFi Go bar DAC amp thing that I got sent. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so the cable looks pretty decent. It's probably silver plated copper, 4.4. The jack's nice. It's got their logo lasered on it, or printed on it, which is nice. Nice little touch. And then inside here there was another little plastic thing, so a little tub in there which has got your tuning jobbies in there. So basically you can replace the tips, the inner mesh that's in there. So they've got various grades of mesh, and as far as I can tell, the silver ones have the most open mesh and they sound the brightest. They come shipped with a medium one, which is like a rose gold colour, and then there's a red one which seems to make them a little bit warmer, more sort of, yeah, reduces the treble to bring out the bass a little bit. So it's nice that you can actually tune them, and we'll show you how they fit on in just a second. But again, it's another bit of plastic in their plastic-free packaging that they probably could have done without. Again, I don't know if it's the fun thing. I got sent these quite a bit before the Kickstarter release, so they're probably still finalising a few things, and obviously if you just got to get stuff out in a hurry, you buy things that are already available now, like little plastic boxes. So I'm hoping that they will change that by the time they go out to the public, but we will see. We will see. Got your destruction manual, which is actually quite good. You know, it tells you how to do all the things you need to do, which is cool. And a little warranty card in there. So overall, nice packaging, nice feeling. I didn't know how much these were. I got sent them, they said, like, have a play, see what you think, and then we'll let you know when the Kickstarter's going, and then you can release a little review. And to be honest, I assumed these would be a couple of £100. They've got that kind of feeling. Yeah, for less than 100, they're very well made. They're really nice. Yeah, definitely. I imagined that they would be a couple of £100. If I just plug them in. So you got cable, pretty straightforward stuff. You got red for right, blue for left. Just a little 2-pin connector that goes in there. And then they come with a selection of tips. So you got some white tips and some black tips, and this is another thing I like, because this would usually be plastic, and they've made this out of, it's definitely some kind of fibre board or cardboard, the little holder for those, so that's nice. That's another reduction in the plastic. So they're so nearly there. The jack actually came with a little plastic cover over it. Again, that could be cardboard, little cardboard tube. I've seen that on some jacks, but you know, these are little things. But yeah, it's definitely heading in the right direction as far as plastic-free packaging goes. Yeah, before I stick these in my ears, let's get some close-ups on this, and I'll show you how you fit the little tuning jobbies. Right, so in this little box, you've got these tiny little ends here with different size mesh in to make it more or less open. My favourite is probably the silver one, and they basically just unscrew lefty-loosey off the end here. And you screw on the new one, just being careful not to cross thread it. then do it up tight so it seals. Yeah, these all come with little tiny rubber seals on, so it's pretty cool. You get all this stuff, and that's some pretty fine machining because you've got a thread on there. It's quite a fine wall. They've got to get the mesh in. They've got to make all this stuff. I can't believe how reasonably priced these are, considering the complexity of making this kind of thing. So I'm just going to put the silver one back on, as that is my fave. And I have the smallest lug holes in the world, so I've chosen the smallest size thing here. We should be able to put that on. Right, so we've got the different filters in there, and what I found was that the red one is probably the most closed, and it rolls off the treble quite a lot. The one they come with is a lovely warm sound, so you still got a fair bit of treble and stuff, but it's kind of smoothed off, and but yes, a warmer sound. Not too bright, not too harsh. You can listen to some tracks which are normally quite sibilant, and they're kind of smoothed out, but still quite a decent amount of detail. But I prefer quite a lot of detail, slightly brighter sound, so I've gone with the silver one, especially because I'm using it with the Go bar from iFi, which is quite warm anyway. So yeah, so you want a kind of brighter sound, but it's really nice to be able to tune that. Like first listen to that, it's alright, but I felt I was missing something, and you change the little filter, and you go, oh, there you go, this is better now. So yeah, it's always, I don't know, I like to have a fiddle in a tune. It takes a little while. It's not the kind of thing you want to do very often. You know, you want to probably have a listen to them, find out which one you like the best, and then stick with that, because it takes a little while to kind of remove the things and unscrew them and screw in a new one. I was also thinking, because I like these quite bright, I could take the red ones, which are my least favourite sounding one, and then maybe poke out the mesh and put something else in there, try and tune it a little bit myself. I did try it completely open without the thing on there. It's a bit too bright, a bit too sibilant on some tracks. Yeah, it's not as pleasing. It's definitely worth having something in there. But yeah, it's just something that I've never played around with before. I've never really tried tuning in ear before. But fitment wise, as I said, I've got tiny weeny little lug holes, and probably not ideal for in-ears, but I put the smallest tip on there. You just kind of stick it in, the wire goes behind your ear. Because they're made of aluminium, they're pretty light, or aluminum for Americans. They're pretty light, so they stay in pretty well. Yeah, it was ideal. They sent these to me just as I was about to shoot off to London for a few days there, just chilling out, and yeah, it was really nice. I got to wear them around, listen to some music, enjoying the sights of our country's glorious capital city. But yeah, fitment wise, they go in nicely. They're pretty big because you've got quite a big driver in there, but they sit in the ear quite nicely. Yeah, you can shake your head quite a lot. They don't fall out. So yeah, they're in there pretty securely. They block out quite a lot of noise. At the moment, it sounds like I'm underwater because they've got yeah, they're pretty well blocked. But yeah, so they block out a lot of noise. I found, wandering around the city, you could hear what you were doing. Another thing I found is that you can plug the Go bar in. I bought this little retro console thing, the R36S, and you can plug the Go bar into that and then listen to PlayStation 1 games balanced through your ears, which was a revelation. Gran Turismo 2 menu music absolutely slaps, and I'll fight you in the comments if you say otherwise. Anyway, yes, PlayStation 1 games balanced with planar magnetic. Oh my god, the times we live in. It's crazy. Yeah, so overall, pretty impressed. I like the fact that they're trying to go plastic free with the packaging, but as I said, at the moment, there's still a couple of bits of plastic that they could get rid of. I certainly wouldn't call it plastic free packaging. I would call it reduced plastic packaging at the moment. But yeah, it's nice. I think it gives it a quality feel. I think we've all, plastic is considered cheap. It's a cheap, nasty, sometimes you open up a pretty nice pair of headphones and it's in like a horrible plastic insert, and it just makes a horrible noise, and it's not nice. Whereas card, it's nice. It's a nice material. So yes, so I appreciate what they've done. I'm really pleased that I come from the country of Wales. I grew up there, so even though they don't have blue whales in Wales, I support anything supporting Wales. I'm down with it. But no, they're beautiful creatures, and now you too can own a small, tiny part of one. with the WDC tie-in with these ear jobbies. So yeah, so sound-wise, it's a nice warm sound. Like, you've got quite a decent amount of detail, but it's It's quite warm. The bass drops down pretty low. The mids are not too forward, but you've got a decent amount of sort of detail in the mids. And then depending on what tip you put on, either the treble's a little bit rolled off with the red ones, or you get a bit more treble with the silver ones, or you got the pink ones somewhere in between. So it's really nice to be able to tune them. But yeah, I paired them up with quite a warm amp DAC thing. So yeah, it was quite a warm sound. But it's the kind of thing that you can just listen to for ages. I had them on in the train and all around London, and yeah, it was great. I had no problem with them, and certainly for the money, I think they're very good value. And it's nice that they're trying to reduce packaging, trying to reduce the plastic in the packaging, and obviously it's nice that they're doing a tie-in to help save the whales, because we need that biodiversity. But yes, I say save the whales, and go and visit Wales. It's a lovely country. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Cool. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the thing. Well done to these guys. I think they've. It's incredible value. I think what they've done here is very good. I'll stick links to the Kickstarter, so if you fancy a set of these, yeah, you can check them out. I think they're doing, as I said, I think they're doing an early bird special of like $80, which seems incredibly good value considering what you get. And I don't know, perhaps I'm just so biased by seeing crazy expensive headphones all the time, but I think for 79 quid these are pretty good. And it's really nice that you've got the balance cable option, that kind of thing. Yeah, all good, all good. Can't complain. Like, yeah, it's a completely inoffensive sound. You know, if I had to fault the sound, I think it'd be maybe that there wasn't enough detail in the bass. So the bass drops down pretty low, but it is very kind of smoothed off in the bass. There's not a lot of texture and detail in the bass. The bass is there, but there's not as much detail in the bass as I would like. You know, I think they're just going for that smooth sound, which is fine. I just like a bit. You know, I'm used to studio headphones where you get all kinds of crazy detail, and yeah, they're maybe just a little bit too mellow for my personal tastes. But when I swapped to the silver tips, it did improve that a little bit. It has to be said. But yeah, overall, I think you know I can't see anyone being disappointed that much. You know, if you paid £100 for these, I think you'd be very pleased with them. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, in conclusion, I think they could reduce the plastic further, but they're trying, and you know that's the first stage. You know, you've got to support this kind of stuff, and yeah, you know, before people didn't care. At least they're trying. They're just not quite there yet. So yes, it's been awesome hanging out, and I will see you guys again.